Hi, Brady. Decaf, and it's weak. Looks weak. Yeah, I've already had. Who else wants decaf coffee? Decaf coffee? I got more coffee cups. Decaf coffee. One for me, one for you. Everybody want some decaf coffee? I mainly use this stuff. I only use that stuff a little bit because I was mainly playing with this stuff. I was just kind of running different things into the volume pedal, into this guy, which is cool. This thing does interesting things. I guess a morph mode or something like that. Anyway, cool pedal. And then this guy, yeah, this guy made a little more sense to me than this guy. But like I really liked, you know, some of the things it would do. Shh, that thing's still on. Everything's still on here. So you know, I was like, basically I was getting loops going, like, or holding things like that, right? And then seeing what they would do. Just kind of, that was kind of. I just left it on factory the whole time. I thought this thing worked really good in conjunction with it because you can sit there and like change the.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
It's in here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's cool, and it'll give you like a old school. This is kinds of weird stuff. You sit there and do. Yeah. I guess this thing will do all kinds of stuff. My body's 90% coffee, yeah. Basically, yeah. It's the first thing I do when I get up, and sometimes the last thing I do before I go to sleep.
Hey, this is Coffee and Riffs, and we're here at the Opolis in Norman, and this is Andy Nunez, the owner and operator.
That's right, half owner and operator. That's right.
With
Marion.
With your wife.
Yeah.
Marion.
That's right.
Andy, you've played in a lot of different bands, handful of bands.
I played in a handful of bands growing up, yes.
And in and out of the state, doing lots of music stuff.
Yeah, I spent a good chunk of my mid-20s to late 30s, I guess mid-30s, I guess, yeah, a good 10, 12 years, just, you know, traveling, yeah. And, you know, good times doing this stuff, you know, but, you know, there comes, you can only, we conceived our child and dragged our child around the country until she was starting school, and then we, you know, you kind of know when it's time to, you know, wind it down a little bit with that sort of thing. And the music industry is a horrible place lately for, you know, I felt like I'm at the age where I got the last of like what you could do, like get away with sort of thing. I mean, bands are still getting away with it, but it's harder and harder for bands to get away with it. It used to be easier, like as a record label would help you, like tour and stuff. They would help pay for your van, they'd help give you a sound guy, and like if the tour lost money, they would help you, you know, not go broke.
Who wanted you to maybe succeed.
Yeah, because they were selling hard copies of something, and they wanted, you were going out, you know, it's upside down now. You used to go out. I say this to people all the time. I say, it's like, you know, my era, you went on tour to support a record, and everything was about selling that record, or, you know, just CD or vinyl, usually CD from the era I'm in. And then nowadays it's totally flipped. You don't put out really records so much. I mean, you do like some vinyl, you put out Spotify stuff, but you're really only putting that stuff out to support your tour. right?
Yeah.
So I think that's how. So it's like kind of opposite the way it used to be. I grew up buying like Norman used to have a lot of vinyl record stores in the 80s because I'm old. To put it in perspective, I was in, you know, I think I was in 7th grade in 1984, right? Something like that. So, or maybe I was in 8th grade in 84. So my 8th grade in 84 maybe. Anywhere around there somewhere. So like I grew up right when like it seemed like things like were like, oh man, like I just discovered this band. They're a really old band, you know, and it turns out, and you know, like I remember like REM was like a new band, you know, and like or like you know, like I remember when Psychedelic Furs, like, oh, Psychedelic Furs is a new band, but then you find out, oh, that record just came out last year. But when you're that age, that stuff seems like an eternity, right? A year is like forever. Now a year is like, you know, Tempest Fusion, just like flies by. It's like, I don't, you know, a year was yesterday. I'm an old man.
Still making a difference in the Oklahoma musical.
Well, you know, it's kind of I've decided that I've attributed music and the whole situation to kind of like being a drug addict a little bit. So, you know, it's like it's hard to quit. So our latest endeavor is definitely been here. We've been, you know, we were a music venue for primarily, we've been here 16 years now, 16th year, and the last couple of years we've started diving into food, and it started, you know, we started really slow, and but that I feel like that is becoming more of a new business model for us a little bit. And so since our bar was is primarily you know, it kind of worked out a little bit because our, you know, a restaurant really to succeed, it's hard to make money on high quality food, meaning like if you're going to buy organic food, it's going to be a lot more expensive than buying the other stuff. Obviously, you know, going grocery shopping. So most places to survive have to have a bar, and we kind of reversed engineered that. We had a bar first, so the business is still based on the bar, and it enables us to do high quality food. So like when you go shopping, everyone tries to buy, you try to buy organic, even though it's expensive. It's like that, but almost no restaurants really mess with it, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's the most dangerous thing you can do, food-wise, is to go and eat a bunch of pesticides.
Yeah,
right?
that you don't think about.
Yeah, they're just kind of hidden under there. And it's kind of like an experiment because they're changing all the time, like how they're growing the food. So it's a, you know, dangerous world. We keep the kitchen open every Friday and Saturday, 6 to 9, but every other time is a special event.
Yeah.
And things are becoming more regular, like lunches are becoming, there's like trying to do at least 3 lunch events a month and at least 1 brunch a month. We'd like to experiment doing some weird dinners and stuff that are like special things, like where we like just have a small menu that's like something completely different, you know? And but yeah, I like the idea of doing it like that, I think, because like nobody wants to be the restaurant industry is a horrible, I mean, like most people that own restaurants, like they're there like 80 hours a week running the restaurant. I can't live like that, so, but I love food, and it's like, it's been a whole new, like, I grew up in this town working at, you know, I ran the line at the Mont for years when I was like a young man, like I was like 18, and I worked at Legends for years, and Marianne worked at Love Light and Legends and Masal, and so we learned a lot from local restaurants, and we have a lot of food experience, and it's kind of like I guess it is a hidden, I guess everyone's passionate about food, right? I mean, you gotta be.
Most everybody. Yeah.
We're made of it, you know, gotta love it. So, yeah, there you go.
Theopolis and Andy.